Hey everybody, Mature Simmer here. Welcome back to the Nascar series. We've got our plane stationed over there by the hangar, over kind of on the left center. If you can see it, we'll zoom in on it shortly, I'm sure, as it's loading. Hoping everything works smoothly. So there we are. Alright. So here we are. Alright, the plane is active. That's kind of the heart-stopping move that always happens. But if I go here, it should take this out. So, just to get you up to speed on where we're at. Obviously, we're in the Phoenix A320 again. Partially because it has the livery, but again, it has the range. So, definitely a concern, because the thing I forgot that I had requested and done with this is, yeah, we're landing at airports closer to the racetrack, which tends to be smaller ones. So we're not landing at Miami International like we did before. We are landing at Miami Executive. So it's just like KVGT. So there's going to be a bit of a challenge in that, yeah, it's got 5,000 foot runways just like this thing did. So it can be done. We're obviously going to be landing, with max brakes and all that. But it's likely going to require me to deviate a little bit from the path, maybe come down a little bit earlier, and just make sure I basically am touching down right at the start of the runway. And obviously I don't know, here in Vegas we've got room. There's nothing at the end of the runway, just a bunch of sand, so even if I came down a little bit early, it would probably be okay. I may have difficulty with some trees that are hanging out at the edge of the runway or something. So, again, benefit is we've got up to 800 feet per minute that we can do, that will do things. But the other thing I did do, which I said I would, is I would check what other pilots before me did. Someone took a 757 on this leg, which is insane. So I'm thinking they basically just were able to ignore both sides of things. With crash detection off, you're able to do a few things you might not be able to do in real life. And yes, while that's not realistic, this, that, or whatever, it gets the job done. So we're going to be flying at 33,000 feet. Basically have just under 4 hours of flight time, and so definitely wanted to kind of get this moving along as quickly as I can, because it's just going to take a bit of time, as one might expect. So, as always, I'm going to ask if you would be so kind as to like and subscribe. Those things help the channel immensely. So, let's see. We want the init request. This should go off, get most of what I need from the plane. You can see 1,888 nautical miles. 4021 flight number. Cruising at 330, as we said. So always a bit chilly up there. Alright. And we have a cost index of 60. Alright, we'll grab the wind. Something we can do in the A320, which is a bit more challenging in other planes, or I don't know how to do in other planes completely. Alright, so we are on runway 0.25, which is the longest runway available to us. Definitely a bit short. And we're on the build 1 departure with no transition. Okay, that gets us there. And then at Miami Executive, we're being asked to come in on the 27 left. 9 right is shorter, so while it has an... well, actually, I guess it's... well, it might be. No, they're the same length, but... I don't know. That's what we're being asked to come in on, so we'll go ahead and we'll do that. Hopefully that will work. Although, I don't know. Miami... You know, looking at the airport, there's nothing built up on the 9 side. So I am going to go ahead and change that. And we're going to go ahead and go to 9 right. Let's see. 9 right, 9 left. 9 right looks a little longer, so I'm going to go ahead and go with that. So, yeah, I don't think it matters if I have the 9, the ILS, because basically that just helps with the glide slope. But because I'm going to have to kind of deviate from it, I don't know that that entirely matters. But we're going to go ahead, we're going to do... well, maybe we'll do the ILS 9 right. Alright, so... and then we're doing the Snyder, or Sandbar. Looks like Sandbar 3 I'll go with, given where we're at. C-tag, and that should give me that info. Now we're just checking for... we should have a break at the end. It might be vectors. Again, obviously lots, so we're on Sandbar there. C-tag, Pyrex, Sandbar. Alright, and then manual. Alright, so we're not actually going to VK. Whoops. This is not going the way I wanted. There we go. So we want CFD XW, actually. CFD XW in place of that. We're going to insert. We're going to clear this one. And then clear the discontinuity. And insert. Alright, and then we should be able to clear that okay, we can't clear that. And part of that is, again, because of the manual from CJ. So I think we have to clear the manual. Oh, it won't let us. So let's see. Can we do... nope. Alright, we'll worry about that, I guess, as we go. because I don't think it's going to let me remove that, no. But that will hopefully give me a shot at this. So yeah, there were definitely, I think someone did it in a 777 freighter as well, which is a little nuts. That's even bigger than the 757. I'm sure we're going to need to be at 4,000 or something. Alright, so it is not letting me do any of that, but that's probably, again, because we're taking off and then we're doing an intercept. So what I likely want to do is grab, or I'm sorry, do a direct to loss, insert that, and hopefully we can then, well, we shall see. So it's not taking what I'd like there, but in any event, we're basically set. We've got QNH of 2982, so that'll lower our position a bit. Gotta get these aligned. Alright, okay. Won't let us do auto throttle yet, which is fine. And if we head up here, we've got that, so we've got the strobe to auto. We'll get the beacon on. I'm gonna turn on the fuel pumps. Oh, actually, it's gonna be a little bit here, because what we probably want to do is get we're going to request refueling, and we'll do Frontier. Alright, and hopefully this will work, because last time it did not. So let's go over, because I think we want mass and balance, ground services. Alright, so we want to load aircraft. We're going to try boarding and refueling, or not. There we go. So fuel truck in position. Please don't load fuel just yet. Why not? Alright, boarding requested. Alright, well, we did do the load aircraft. Okay, 10. Alright, good news is that is changing. So that was not happening last time I did this. So we are heading over to Miami, as I said, for the Straight Talk Wireless 400, Sunday, March 23rd. So this is Saturday, where we usually fly the day before. It lets our VIPs sit and get the benefit of the area as early as possible. So we're going to go and say no, which is the GSX recommended. And I assume, I mean, it says boarding passengers now, alright. So we're fueling, boarding, which, you know, in theory they don't do at the same time, but that's okay. 12,000 pounds on the way to 34, so it's going to take a few minutes there. You can see, you know, what is open. But yeah, I'm glad it's working cleaner than it was before. Let's finish getting everything set up here. So we're going to need flaps 1. That should get me some VR speeds. No? Interesting. Okay. So, oh, I hear good morning. So we've got some folks coming on. So what am I missing? The flight plan. Alright, let's see. Net, performance. So we shouldn't need anything there. Cruise, descent, approach, go around. Alright, let's just see if we've got anything for receive messages, because that always gives us an issue. We're refueling. Okay, let's go ahead and call in. So we need what? Clearance is 124.0. Okay. North Las Vegas clearance. Walker 4021 requesting IFR to Miami Executive. Get that switched to auto. That messed me up last time.
North Las Vegas clearance. This is Cessna November 4152 with you at ramp 10, requesting IFR clearance to Big Bear. I have information, Charlie.
Give me 1 second for that clearance.
Bungalow 72, cleared to Mesquite. Climb and maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 43010 minutes after departure. Departure on 133.65. Squawk 2351.
Alright, I see
Walker,
the text.
4021, cleared to Miami Executive via the BLD-1 departure. Then is filed. Climb and maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 33010 minutes after departure. Departure on 118.125, squawk 4235. And I know it's not what you filed, but you can expect runway 12 left.
Clear to Miami Executive via the BLD-1 departure, then is filed. Climb and maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 33010 minutes after departure. Departure on 118.125. Squawk 4235. Expect runway 12 left. Walker 4021. Alright, let's see if that messes us up. Oh, come on. No way.
Correct.
No way. That's the short runway. North Las Vegas clearance. I need to remain, or I can accept runway 12 right.
Walker 4021, cleared to Miami Executive via the BLD-1 departure, then is filed. Climb and maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 330 10 minutes after departure. Departure on 118.125, squawk 4235. Runway 12 right assigned.
Runway 12 right assigned. Walker 4021. I don't know. Now that I've changed this,
Walker 4021.
Yeah, it'll work.
Runway 12 right assigned. Cleared to Miami Executive via the BLD-1 departure, then is filed. Climb and maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 330 10 minutes after departure. Departure on 118.125 squawk 4235.
Alright. So we've got to get over here. 4, 2, 3, 5. Let's just pop over. Alright. We can do that. Put this on auto. So I think it should work. We'll just go ahead and turn it on. That way we know we're squawking. It looks like it's working fine there. Alright, well, that's going to make things interesting. Alright, and we were cleared to 5,000. So let's see. So I'm guessing all the passengers are on. Where's our fuel at? It looks like the fuel is set. So yeah, the bigger issue is obviously we're pretty heavy taking off here, so we'll see how that all plays out. Alright, so are we ready to go? Alright, baggage loading is in progress, but we are going to prepare for departure.
Bungalow 72, request IFR to Mesquite.
So I'm hoping...
Cleared to Mesquite, climb and maintain 5,006.
So yeah, the last baggage thing is going in.
Departure on 133.65 squawk 2351. Bungalow 72.
Alright, so we've sent that to the MCDU.
Bungalow 72, ready to taxi.
Let's see if I can
142 Charlie Papa North Las Vegas clearance. Go ahead with your request.
see if I can get myself set here on my performance.
Traffic.
Interesting. Alright, now it's telling me it's waiting for the action. So, let me get my flaps set to 1. So that should get me there. Alright, looks like we've just got the cargo door open. Alright, we're ready for pushback. So let's go to ATC comm, get those messages, whatever got sent over. Okay, it's just the updated load sheet. Alright, we've got fuel. Flight level 330 is accurate. So, that's alright. I'm not thrilled about that, you know, not having the VR and all that, but alright, everything's locked in there, which is what we need. Alright, are they working on it? Looks like he's backing in. So definitely getting set to take off, get lifted up. And now let's get some bearings. It looks like we're probably going to want, yeah, the tail to the right. So we're going to go that way. Alright, so we need to remove chocks, and then obviously we'll have to turn off the brakes. All that. So chocks and cones. And then parking brake off. So it is not on. So we can now begin engine start. So we'll get going with engine 2. So that'll spin up. Alright, and hopefully we'll have things ready to go. Definitely a very interesting plane for this space here.
Request clearance VFR to Henderson International Airport.
Alright, so that's spinning up. We'll get going on
that clearance. Stand by. Bungalow 72, North Las Vegas clearance, cleared VFR to Henderson Executive Airport. Maintain VFR at or below 4,000 feet.
Alright, I forgot my normal start walker thing, so
Cleared VFR to Henderson Executive
let's
Airport.
see.
Maintain VFR at or below 4,000 feet. Departure on 119.4, squawk 4424, Bungalow 72.
Alright, so I think we're okay. We're on pushback. Let's see. What have we got here again? Oh, did I not turn on my fuel pumps? That would be bad. It's going to be really hard for the engines to spool up and stay up. Okay. So I think I saved that fast enough, thank goodness. That could have gotten ugly really fast. Alright, but yeah, it looks like things are running. And then obviously this one's coming up, so that will work. Alright, and we have obviously, yes, the center tank feeds. Alright, so we should have a good engine start here. So that just clicked over, and we will then get disconnected. Alright, so then we need to go to ground, which is 121.7. So, a little challenge on tuning the radios here. Eventually the co-pilot jumps in and starts doing some of that. But, I mean, I suppose I could probably ask her to do that now, but that's alright. Vegas ground, Walker 4021, ready for taxi.
Walker 4021, North Las Vegas Metropolitan International Airport, ground, taxi to runway 12 right via Golf, cross runway 7 at your discretion.
Taxi to runway 12 right via Golf, cross runway 7 at my discretion. Walker 4021. Alright, so let's head over to the airport. Diagram is what I'm thinking. So 12 right. Okay, so we are literally... okay, I see where we are. Alright, so we're basically... we're facing the wrong way, but this was the cleanest way to get out of here, I think.
Gulfstream 671 Golf Sierra, hold short of taxiway Golf, awaiting further instructions.
Holding short of Golf, Gulfstream 671 Golf Sierra.
Thank you, Vegas ground.
Let me see again if I can do anything. Whoops. With my V-speeds, because this is a bit... okay, so we can get this to norm. I don't know why it goes to crank. Alright. Takeoff config. Takeoff speeds not inserted. Yes, I know. Why not? Oh, you know what? I want flaps 3. Because that's the thing I definitely need. I need the biggest I can do to get lift here. Alright, let me see if I can calculate this. I might be able to do it off of mass and balance. Let's see. I've got all that. Panel states, nope, I don't need that. I don't need ground services. So I don't have a performance calculator at all. Okay, let's go to callouts, units, cabin. Yeah, there's nothing. We've already sent this to the MCDU. So yeah, it's just not going to give me that info. But obviously we are going to try. Well, let me see if I can figure something out. Alright, I'm going to go ahead because I'm going to have enough going on. I'm going to transfer the comms to the co-pilot. Will you go ahead and handle the comms, please? Alright, so parking brake is off. We can go up here. Because I think if we don't stop the bleed...
Charlie Echo taxi to runway 21 via taxiways Delta and Echo.
Taxiing to runway 21 via Delta and Echo Cessna 908 Charlie Echo.
Sarah, please go ahead and handle the comms. I think her name's Sarah. Guess I should learn my people. It's spinning, but it hasn't resolved.
Sure, I'll take over the comms from here.
Alright, so we're gonna head on over here. Again, way too big for this airport, but it's gonna make life a bit interesting, right? So, like I said, someone took off with a 777.
I'll take over the comms from here.
Oh, okay. It took her that long to get both, so we'll see if therefore she handles the runway. But yeah, with flaps 3, we should be able to take off sooner. It's going to be interesting, to say the least. So, you know, things can get ugly quickly. So, yes, we're heading over to Gulf, which I think is, yeah, right there. Or no, that's Foxtrot, so Gulf is the next one. Whoa! Oh, I see. Oh boy. I think I know what we did. We clipped the building. Alright, well, we're gonna punt take an audible here. And we're gonna get ourselves to the runway. So we're going to runway 12 right. So that's where we would have been. Whoops, whoops. Alright, we need a parking brake, because we are now going to pray. So let me make sure the tracking hasn't hiccuped in some way. It doesn't look like it has. Alright, so I think we're okay. Flaps definitely down. Wind is down. We're pretty much as far back as we can be here. So yeah, part of the problem, just, yeah, very tight quarters. So say a prayer, whatever it is you do. Let's see, let's get Sarah, ready for takeoff. We really shouldn't be on the runway.
We're holding short of runway 12 right, ready for departure.
Sarah, please get her takeoff clearance.
I'll get our takeoff clearance.
She's on with tower. She has...
North Las Vegas Metropolitan International
There we
Airport
go.
Tower, Walker 4021, holding short of runway 12 right. We're ready for departure.
Because yeah, the
Walker
other...
4021, North Las Vegas Metropolitan International Airport Tower, runway 12 right, winds 185 at 12, fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 12 right, fly, runway heading, cleared for takeoff. Walker 4021.
Alright. She's very excited. Here we go. We're going to power up the engines fully. And once they spool up, we are then going to release the brake and take off like as quick as we can. So yeah, that way we don't have a short roll. Come on. Straighten out. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Oof.
Too low, terrain.
Yeah, we know.
Too low, terrain.
Alright, we're up. Get our gear up. Okay, we're going to flatten out a little bit so that we can gain some speed. And I get the autopilot on. And then I need to get the throttle into the climb.
Walker 4021, traffic at your 12 o'clock, 2 miles, same altitude, Skyhawk.
Contacting departure, Walker 4021.
Straight in for runway 12 left, Sierra 07 Whiskey.
Sierra 07 Whiskey, winds 125 at 4, runway 12 left, cleared to land.
Alright, we're slowly climbing, but we need to get the speed up. Let me get this. Why is this not locking in? I hate when it's doing stuff like this. Alright. So I think we're okay. Alright, so now at this point, We want to get the lever into the climb detent. So now it should do what it needs on its own, hopefully. Flaps are fully in. But yeah, we knew it would be a lot to get out of here, and it certainly was.
Skyhawk 9001 Bravo, hold at taxiway Alpha traffic on final. Holding at taxiway Alpha, Skyhawk 9001 Bravo.
Alright, but I need to look at my plan.
Via Alpha Charlie, remain this frequency. Have a good day.
Taxi Alpha Charlie, remain this frequency. Have a good day. 07 Whiskey.
Alright, flight plan. Did I lose my whole flight plan?
We have a general aviation airplane blocking the taxiway at Bravo Charlie, and we have it removed.
I don't understand.
Las Vegas Tower, smooth 84 Juliet, descending from 3700, expecting the visual 2000.
Yeah, it like literally lost
North Las Vegas
my
Metropolitan
entire
International
flight
Airport Tower,
plan.
winds 205 at Niner.
How did
Runway
that
25
happen?
Cleared to land.
Okay.
North
So,
Vegas Tower, Bonanza 424, Romeo Papa is inbound, full stop, runway
so let's go to init.
12 right.
Wow.
Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa, North Las Vegas Metropolitan International Airport Tower. Enter left downwind for runway 12 left.
How did it lose the entire flight plan?
Runway 25, clear to land, 84 Juliet.
Enter left downwind for runway 12 left, Bonanza 424 Romeo Papa.
Okay. So, we want to go BLD. Okay, temporary erase. Let's go. Let's see if we can do PGS. That's further out. PGS. How do I know where we're at? 36. Let's see. So yes, it's 36 north, 113. So it's that one. What does that mean? Select heading track first. Alright, let's get ourselves dialed in. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a problem. Because I'm just not sure what I do. I don't understand how that went bad. I mean, we clearly had everything in. So I don't want to re-import from SimBrief. I definitely don't want to be doing that. Alright, well, I'm going to fight with this, and hopefully we'll make it, and we'll go from there. So I will see you in quite a while. Welcome back. We are just starting to descend. You can see we're leaving 33,000. We've been cleared to 15. They are actually trying to run us into 27 left, which is what was initially planned. I'm not real thrilled with that, but in hindsight it might not be as bad. It just depends on what's at the end of each part of it, because if I have to overrun it, this would actually work, where otherwise we're going to end up in buildings. So as long as there aren't trees, which unfortunately there probably will be, this might work out for me, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. We've got 9,000 pounds of fuel. That was the other thing I was worried. Last I checked, we were at 13,000, and that was like 45 minutes ago.
Contact approach on 119er point tree.
So Sarah,
Star switching to 119er point tree, UPS 461 heavy.
So Sarah is still
Miami Center, good afternoon.
handling comms for us, which is fine. But yeah, we're coming in the Palms 2 arrival versus the Sandberg arrival, but so that didn't change, so we're actually sitting here on Sandberg. I probably should change, however, let's see, Palms, where does that take me? Palms, yeah, so we're coming in a little bit different, but that's okay. Let's see. I'm just taking a look here. Because, yeah, we are way past. So Palms, in theory, should take us in straight. But, yeah, it will not. So, I wonder, let me see if I can change this to DHP. Let's see if I can add that DHP. Alright, 59 nautical miles would be good. Let's see. Alright, so let me see if I now go direct DHP. Because you can see the airport is there, because otherwise we're, you know, kind of coming around this weird location. So I'm gonna clear this, clear that, clear CJ, and then insert. And is that it? Manual. Okay, C. So, because yeah, this still thinks I'm going in there. So let me see what we've got. If I can change this to 27. And there are no vias, so we want the star to be Palms, no transition, and the via, no via, and I think I got an error. Yeah, that's the issue. So we're gonna erase that.
Southwest 887, maintain Mach 78.
And, okay.
78. Southwest 887.
So I want CAXA. Where's CAXA? Alright, CAXA. And then Zagoon. Alright, we're still good.
Maintain 6,000. Altimeter 2997 Walker 4021.
Alright, so we're gonna do Zagoon. We're gonna clear this, and then we're gonna insert. So I think we're okay. We shall see, but yeah, we're headed, but at least now, you know, we're coming in the right direction. And the good news is, you know, we're not doing much there. Alright, it's going to be 2997 on the altimeter, but what this will do is it'll bring us in north of the airport, and then allow us to come in at a different angle. So let me see if I can go down faster. Alright, we're going to try that. See if I can go 2500, if I can maintain the speed, or if that's going to be more difficult. But the 1000, I think, was a little too conservative. Because, yeah, we haven't even gone 10,000, and, you know, we're down to 37 nautical miles, which is not a whole lot. Alright, descend and maintain 6. So, let's see if I do that. Is it going to slow me down a lot? Yeah, it is, so I am going to do that, and again, let this take over.
Walker 4021, descend and maintain 4000, turn right heading 135 vectors for the visual runway 27 left approach.
Descending to maintain 4000. Right turn, heading 135 for vectors to visual runway 27 left approach. Walker 4021.
Oops. Shoot. Right turn.
JetBlue 617, cross Tamon at or above 10,000.
I don't understand how this is gonna work, but okay.
JetBlue 617.
Center, United 1256 descending on the Palms to arrival.
United 1256, contact Miami approach on 118.1.
So yeah, I'm gonna let her finish the comms while we continue to head where we need to head now, because this may now be taking us south of the airport or directly over, which is not a great approach, but either way, let's see. Let's just see what the flight plan looks like here. Because, yeah, it does have a limit, which it should have. So it's 29907 that we're going to want once we hit 18,000. So as long as we go way past the airport, because we're kind of coming up on it being over in that direction, but at this point we definitely need to descend, you know, a different way. To 90907, and obviously we're going to need to get the other side fixed up too, so that they equal. Otherwise, you know, it's gonna yell at us. Alright, we're gonna get the range dialed back here, so you can see that is the runway. Like, it's the airport's kind of right below us somewhere. Not quite sure. Not quite sure where, because it would be nice if I could see it and see what it looks like on the other side. But, yeah, there it is. Okay. So we're coming in that way, and I'm thinking this is 27 left. So, I mean, there's some roads or whatever, but there's a little bit of extra space there. So, maybe we'll have a shot. Because, yeah, I think this is Miami down there ahead of us. So there's another airport there. That's not Miami, that's something else. I think it says Homestead, which is where the racetrack is. Okay, and again, we're going to let her handle this instead of trying to do all this.
On 120.5, Walker 4021.
But yeah, the good news is we are coming down and where we need to be, so I think I still have my landing lights, so no I don't, so we're gonna get those turned on so that everything is all set.
Miami approach, Walker 4021 evening, descending from 14,000 to 4,000.
Walker 4021 Miami approach, good evening. Tamiami altimeter 29.901. Expect the visual runway 27 left approach into Tamiami.
Why is it called Tamiami?
Walker 4021 Miami approach, turn left heading 105.
Expecting the visual runway 27 left approach, Walker 4021.
Alright, we are south, so that is good. We just seem really high still. I don't...
Piper 219 Sierra Victor, climb to 6,500, heading 130.
I don't like that part of it.
500 heading 130,
Yeah, we're crossing the coast here.
Left, heading 105. Walker 4021.
Walker 4021, contact Homestead approach on 123.8.
Contacting Homestead approach on 123.8. Walker 4021.
Alright, so we are going
Homestead
to
approach, Walker 4021.
slow to 250 now.
Evening, descending from 1,000 down to 4,000.
Do I have any...
Walker 4021 Homestead approach. Good evening, Tamiami altimeter 29.901.
Alright, we are gonna put the brakes on medium. I would like to have the auto brakes on max.
13 miles from the approach turn. Turn left heading 320, descend and maintain 3,000 until established. Cleared for the visual runway 27 left approach.
Left heading 320. Descend and maintain 3,000 until established. Cleared for the visual runway 27 left approach, Walker 4021.
Man, this is a big turn. But hopefully we'll be there soon. But, you know, the good news is we're starting to come in slower. So that should help. And then, you know, obviously we're going to want to descend. So let's see if we can do that and still maintain. So I'll see if I can, again, more aggressively drop. Because I need to be at Coxa. I should be at, wow, 2,000. Oof. And we are not that far away. But yeah, we are past it a little bit, but we are, you know, coming up on it pretty quick, I think. So let me Go direct. Coxa. Insert. Okay, we're going to go 320. We're going to just stick where we were, but I think we can make it, because in theory we're 7 miles away. We should be able, I don't know, that might only get us to 5. So this again is not good if that's all we can do, but alright, so we are gonna drop the flaps 1. We can't do that yet.
Southwest 521, contact tower 118.3.
Alright.
Switching to 118.3, Southwest 521.
Alright, we're gonna put the spoilers on. I'm gonna see if we can slow this down a lot. Although I think all it's going to do is increase our speed. Now again, at Zagoon, we need to be at 2,000, so this might help us go down quicker, which it kind of is. Alright, and we want to set the approach on. Let me go down here. We'll get to 2,000. Alright, we're going to drop the wheels out. Because that'll give us some drag. Alright, we
Walker
are...
4021, contact Tamiami Tower on 118.9er.
Golly.
Tamiami Tower on 118.9.
Come on.
Walker 4021.
I cannot do this. Alright. Because we are over now. Like, yeah, it is not grabbing the localizer here.
Tamiami Tower, Walker 4021, evening. We're established on the visual approach for runway 27 left.
I don't think we're in good shape at all.
Winds 275 at 8. Runway 27 left, cleared to land.
Runway 27 left, cleared to land. Walker 4021.
Alright, so we want this down. Where is the runway? I think it's way over. Alright, I need this way down. Yeesh.
Tank rate. Tank rate.
1,000.
Alright, what I need is this. Alright, so I need the auto throttle off. Why is this not aligned? Alright.
Skylane 422 Alpha Mike, extend upwind. I will call your crosswind.
Don't sink.
Extending upwind, awaiting crosswind call. Skylane 422 Alpha Mike.
Don't sink.
Alright. A lot of noise.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Sink rate.
I don't think we're in any danger of sinking.
Sink rate. Sink rate. Don't sink.
Come on.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
40.
Don't
30,
sink.
20. Retard.
Don't sink.
5.
Alright, I think we pulled it off. My goodness. Alright. Let's see.
Walker 4021, welcome to Tamiami. Contact ground on 121.7.
Alright, well. So, let's,
Contacting ground on 121.7. Walker 4021.
So yeah, we made it. Actually quite well, honestly, so. Nice thing is, yeah, you can stop these things pretty quick.
Walker 4021. Evening. We're clear of runway 27 left and ready to taxi to the gate.
She sounds
Walker
really
4021,
excited.
Tamiami ground, taxi to Park 2 via Echo 2, Echo Delta, cross runway 31. Then Juliet, Charlie, Golf, Alpha. Have a good day.
Alright.
2 via Echo 2, Echo Delta, cross runway 31, then Juliet, Charlie, Golf, Alpha, Walker 4021.
I don't know that we have enough room again amongst the buildings, so we'll get close, but we're not going to do anything crazy to cause us a problem. So, we'll see. You know, we're probably going to stay away from these large planes for a while, but I am glad to have this one behind me. Because it is definitely lots of fun. Oops. Did I miss? Did I miss something? It said cross runway 31. I don't know. We may just... Let's see. Let's see if I can see what's happening here. Is it back there that I was supposed to have turned or something? No. Alright, now we should probably still be heading in that direction, so it's a little odd. But let's get this spooled up. Because, yeah, this is runway 31. It just, we lost the arrows on it, so it's a little weird.
Learjet 333, Lima Juliet, taxi to runway 16 via taxiway.
But yeah, this actually had a good amount of space around it.
Learjet 333, Lima Juliet.
KW 341, Miami Executive Ground taxi to the ramp via Alpha, remain this frequency.
So, I think... We're just gonna pull in there. At least that van stopped, which is nice. A lot of times they don't. But yeah, you know, this is not an airport that gets this size plane too often. So, it's kind of interesting. So, I did have challenges with this flight. I had to restart multiple times again. So there's certainly some hiccups with 2024 that I don't know that we really have with 2020 as much. So there's definitely some of that going on. But let's cut this off. And we should be all set then. Alright, everything is submitted. So, we've gotten our VIPs over here to the Miami area to go ahead and enjoy the race again on 23rd of March. We're going to then have, I think we still have 3 more flights, but everything's a little bit shorter. So, you know, everything's over here on the East Coast. So we'll actually be in pretty good shape for things to come. But we've made one of the long legs. Obviously, again, we will have other long legs, but we're not doing that till, I think the next one, really long one, is when we head to Mexico. So we'll have to see what options we're going to have there. I think we're going to need to fly something, but that is leg 17, which obviously we are months away from at this point because we will be on real time at that point once we do that. So, as always, hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please consider liking and subscribing. Those things are incredibly important. And I will see you next time.